Alright, just fired it up, cold start, so might be a little bit of noise. This is just the checkout ride for the Tein Flex Seat coilovers, and I haven't installed the Active Pro controller yet. I'm still waiting for that to be delivered, but the shocks are in. The rear shocks already have their motors and the wires hanging out, so I don't have to get back into the shock to set up the motor. And I just got little bags zip tied off, so it's weather tight, waterproof. Anyhow, all the clicks on the shocks are set to their mid setting, 16 out of 32. Anyhow, I just fired it up, just got the rears installed, so gonna check it out and see what the first impression is. Make sure the install's good. I don't have any check engine lights. This kit came with ADS cancelers, and those are wired in, so that's good. Oh, I do need to set my tire calibration, so change the tire pressure, so let's do that real quick. Otherwise I'll probably get a tire warning. And okay. A little brake check. Yep, going good. Didn't mess with the brakes anyhow, but everything's good so far as I can tell. Sport mode, no warnings, that's good, and the steering tightened up, so that's good. Turn that off for now. As far as NVH, it's hard to tell. This car already had a lot in it from the Passport 82A mounts, the exhaust, ALK, a couple other bits. Wow, it's more responsive just in the light steering that I'm doing. When I installed the coilovers, I kept everything essentially in the neutral position so the alignment wouldn't change. My ride height is about the same as it was with the iBox Pro Kit springs. These springs are a little bit stiffer than the last ones, and based on the starter dimensions from Tein for this car, the height went up about a ½ an inch in the front. I haven't measured it in the back yet, so we'll check that out here in a moment. So far, it feels fairly flat, so that's good. No squeaks, no binding. Get on the brakes a little bit. Anyhow, I gotta put a few miles on these today because I have an autocross event tomorrow, so I was kind of in a rush to get this stuff installed, check it out, put some miles on it, kind of feel what the dynamics are like and how they're different than the stock active damping system. I feel a little bit more NVH up front. There's a pillow ball bushing up front, so it's not rubber mounted anymore. I think that's where I'm sensing a little bit of vibration. Not any different than what I already had, but so maybe I'll go outside of the community settling in, but I heard something more spring related. Could just be things settling. But we'll see. Just gonna take it easy a little bit, go through some bumps, make sure I don't end up in a ditch. Certainly not a harsh ride. It's almost in between the sport mode that we had stock with stock suspension and the regular mode. I'd say it's kind of in between for 16 out of 32 clicks. Tein kind of recommended in their book as a starting point. I don't know if they, at that manual, had 16, I think it said 0 to 16, and it had me put 7 clicks in, but there's actually 32 clicks as shipped, so I assume that they wanted you to be in the middle, so that's why I picked 16 out of 32. Once I get the Active Pro controller, I can pick anything I want, front to back, corner to corner. So far we've got some smooth roads. I think I'll hang a right. I know that road to be a little bit more choppy. I did loosen one of my end links a tiny bit, and I realized that the hardware was kind of locked up with some corrosion, so I didn't want to keep backing that off. I ended up breaking the lower hardware to the control arm and then replacing that this morning with some new fasteners. I figured those would be the lesser of the two evils. But I might need to get back into that driver's side upper link in the rear and snug it up again. I think that might be what I'm hearing. Feels more responsive, that's for sure. The stock suspension with the Pro Kit springs, it was shot. I wouldn't say leaking, but very, very soft. And you could tell it was mostly spring. The car would bounce quite a bit on the highway. I couldn't get much traction on the track, especially a rough track. And that's why I upgraded to coilovers. Kind of forced into it. So far, I'm glad I did. I'm just putting a few miles in here. There's probably not much more to this video. I was trying to find some rougher roads which are coming up. Why don't we just continue for maybe the next mile? Nobody really wants to hear me babble. Probably got grease on my face. Oh well. Hopefully I can get a little more confidence on the suspension so I could beat on it tomorrow during the event. I don't want to discover issues tomorrow. Here comes some rougher bits of the road. Oh yeah. Trying to do a little bit of swerving on the bumps to activate the sway bar. Oh, it turns much, much quicker. Wow, the response is unbelievable. Now there's some bumps. I am hearing something in the back, and it could also be that the rear spring perch is the adjustable part from Tein. They don't have you put in the rubber isolator that came from the factory. It won't clear, so they make you put this tape on there, this thick tape, and I think that might be what I'm hearing back there is a little bit of metallic connection. I could probably live with it, but there may be a point down the road where, literally down the road, or maybe I'll double up that tape or have it roll over the edges a little bit more. I think that might be what I'm hearing. I'll definitely check that end length though. Just snug it up. I mean, it was pretty tight, but I barely budged the nut. Yeah, it stops quicker too. Everything's stiffer. The response is quite a bit different than the old suspension. And keep in mind, man, the old suspension, I had 190,000 miles on it. More exactly, I had 195, 180 miles. So, and I got pretty good times on the track. Boy, my times have been suffering over the last several events. Just can't get any traction. The tire just can't stay glued to the track. Anyhow, this is a smoother section. Probably done talking about this. I got a couple things to check and think about, and I'll beat on it some more later today, get my confidence up, and then get on the track tomorrow, film all that. There's no wheel hop. I had a little bit of wheel hop before. Huh. I like it. First impression, mild driving, no track time. 16 out of 32 clicks, front and rear. Just use the recommended dimensions for setting up ride height. No preload on the spring. I'd have to say, out of the box, literally, better than stock. Better than stock suspension on Pro Kit springs, that's for sure. So can't wait to get the Active Pro controller kit in here, start dialing that in. I would say, again, first impression, so far, worth the money. Any coilover kit is probably going to be worth the money. And the only thing that probably makes this thing different than the others is the active control system. So we'll check that out after it's installed. Anyhow, that's it. Heading home. See ya.